Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. We got a big story. Now it's out of Germany, and I want people to realize this. Even if you don't live in Germany, don't worry. What we're going to talk about is going to happen in a country near you. That is correct, because the whole world's melting down. We need to get ready for it, and we need to go crush it. And when I say crush it, we're going to save, we're going to prepare, we're going to hedge against inflation, and then we're going to go buy up everybody's assets for pennies on the dollar. Real estate, RVs, Lambos, Legos. I don't know if you priced Legos out lately. Put in the comment section how expensive Legos are. All right, maybe we should come up with the Lego index. That'd be fancy. Anyway, none of this is professional advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a dude with a bro hawk and the dream. And my cardboard notes. All right, here we go. I got a story out of the Hedge. I'm going to link it below. German inflation hit 60-year high, worse to come. Now, think about this, guys. Germans, they know something about inflation. No, they don't. It's in history books. Most people don't realize what happened in their own country just a mere like 40 years ago or 60 years ago. It's like we all have amnesia. You know, a generation passes and we're like, what? Grandpa was joking. That stuff really didn't happen because this stuff's happening right now. This is what life's like, not what grandpa says. But I want you guys to listen to your grandparents right now, and it is very, very important. If you have grandparents right now, go and ask them questions about inflation. Talk to them. If they have money, and they understand what inflation is. Trust me. Since right here, German inflation hit another post-World War II record high, piling pressure on the ECB's need to exit from crisis-era stimulus after numbers from Spain also printed hotter than expected. Now, think about that. Oh, whoa, we got to stop printing money. Are we going to do it? Nah, let's just keep doing it. It's great because then the rich people, you know, the people that are making the laws, they print the money, they give a bunch of them to themselves, they give a little bit to you, and then they go buy your stuff when you can't afford it. That's literally what happens. I cannot be more serious about that. It says right here, driven by soaring energy and food costs. And we've been talking about that in Europe. And I want you to understand in America, Europe is your barometer. When Europe collapses, I believe we have about a couple of weeks until we collapse because our economies are so tied together. And right now, Europe is a basket case. All right. I don't mean to insult anyone in Europe. I want to help everybody around the world, no matter what country you're in. Why? Because only a few, 2% of you are going to listen. And that's why when I say you, I'm not talking to my subscribers. I have the best subscribers on YouTube. You guys are amazing. You're prepared. You're not scared. You're part of the Ninja Nation. You're going to absolutely go crush it. But here, check this out. This is absolutely blowing my mind. Consumer prices in Europe's largest economy surged 8.7 year over year, far hotter than the 8.1% expected. Now think about this, guys. We keep seeing this over and over and over again. Inflation will be this much. And the next day, oh, it's actually this much. Ooh. Inflation will be this much. Oh, no, sorry, this much. Oh, they're wrong. It's weird. The guys who went to school with the funny name badge says economist. At least they could spell it. I probably couldn't even spell economist, but at least I know where we're going with inflation. Good thing my bank account doesn't care if I got a degree or not. So it's absolutely blowing up, all right? And I want you to understand, something very interesting happened to Germany, and everybody forgot about it. Something happened to Germany's economy back in 2005, 2006. What happened? It collapsed. It absolutely cratered. It didn't like collapse like Weimar Germany when they had all their massive inflation, but Germany was a basket case economically. They were like the worst, one out of the entire Eurozone at a certain point. But then they restructured, they changed some things. And then it was like in 2010 to 2012, everyone's screaming about Greece and Cyprus. Germany's like, you guys are weak. We are strong. Like, no, does nobody realize history, economic history? You guys are complete basket cases. And now all of a sudden you're like pointing the finger at Greece and Cyprus. See, people don't remember their economic history. And I want you to understand, if you don't know your economic history, you're doomed to go and be part of the future of it. And every country goes through a cycle, economic cycle. It's just this one's really, really bad because it's the whole world, like Great Depression 2.0 kind of stuff. I don't even, and it, for the people like, that is just FUD. That is doom and gloom. I encourage you, there are some amazing videos of cats. Go and watch those. Go sit and be at peace and have your latte from Starbucks and enjoy, because it's going to get worse. It says right here, as Bloomberg reports, the report comes just 10 days before a crucial ECB meeting where officials are set to announce the conclusion of large-scale asset purchases and confirm plans to raise interest rates. in July for the first time in more than a decade. Listen, I cannot sugarcoat this. The ECB is not set up to raise rates. German banks are not set up because people cannot service their debt at higher rates. The wealth effect is being taken over right now. People's money that they make in their paychecks or in their businesses are going to much higher energy prices, food prices, all kinds of prices, all right? They can't. They're fooling you. They're lying to you right now. If you think for a second that they can raise rates, the only reason they're bluffing right now, and they may raise a few basis points, right? The only reason they're bluffing for you is to keep the collapse held back of their currency. They want you to perceived value. It's like the Wizard of Oz. You know, they go into the Emerald City and it's all beautiful. The whole thing's being run by a little dude behind a curtain. Hey, don't look at me. So my point being is that people need to wake up to what is going on. What do you do in these kind of situations? Well, there's a lot of wealthy people out there buying gold and silver. That is a big deal. If you want some information on that because you've never done it, I have some links below. Banks, governments, they're buying up precious metals. They are hedging themselves. Some of them people are going into cryptocurrencies, although lately that doesn't look good. Why? Because cryptocurrencies are tied to the NASDAQ and stock markets, okay? Because there's so many derivatives. There's a lot of derivatives in the gold and silver price. I think that's an awesome deal because honestly, let them smack the price down because we just keep taking the physical. Look, in the end days, as things get crazy, as you get closer and closer to the big crashes, right? The wealthy people lie. They lie. They did it in the roaring 20s. Everything's fine. Margin debt was all-time high. All kinds of debt levels were super high. People were running around dancing and drinking champagne because all this easy money. And while the wealthy people were buying up assets like crazy, and they're getting ready to hold them for this crash. And then those inflation hedges, you know, as everything was inflating, their money was going up. When the bottom dropped, they went out and they purchased all kinds of stuff. The same thing happened in 2008. Paper, gold, and silver contracts fell off a cliff. They didn't fall off a cliff. They trended down as the stock market was falling, and then they found a bottom right after Lehman Brothers, and then they took off a multi-year tirade. And people that own gold and silver, like myself, were able to go and buy assets like vehicles. Vehicles not an asset. It's just like if you wanted like a Ferrari. You know, it's just sort of fun to have. But real estate, people that own gold and silver were able to sort of make a killing in real estate because their purchasing power had expanded as real estate was deflating. So theirs was inflating, their purchasing power, and real estate was going down. Those are the things we want to look for right now. When you look right now at here, the inflation, and again, let's remind you, this is about Germany. Germany really does lead the Eurozone, right? They have a lot of clout when they go in and vote with these other countries, these neighboring countries. So if they're hitting record high inflation, 60-year inflation rates, think about that. Think about what was happening 60 years ago. There was all kinds of turmoil. This is close to when, what was it? You know, before that, it happened before, but leading up to when France was calling out the US and going, dude, we don't even think they got the gold. We want our gold back. There was all kinds of turmoil in Europe. And this is what's happening right now. I want people to think about that. In the 60s, late 60s, Europe was sort of a basket case when it came to economics, and they were trying to grab all they could, and it ended up leading to 71 when Nixon took us off the gold standard because countries weren't trusting countries. So now you have that same exact thing happening. I think the Eurozone is collapsing, and as long as the Eurozone holds together, I believe the US is going to hold together. But when it goes down, and we'll know it when it happens, I believe we've got 2 weeks. 2 weeks until it hits America because the systemic shock of our countries being so tied together economically. All right, guys, with that being said, I'm going to link the story below. I hope you guys have a great day. The Economic Ninja is out.